Welcome to Going the Extra Mile, a podcast brought to you by Newleaf Training and Development. Each edition is sure to lift your spirit and encourage you in today's working world. Enjoy!
The heart of superb service. Last week, my wife and I enjoyed 3 nights and 4 days up in Santa Barbara to complete our New Year planning, both for our business and personally. This is an annual cadence we've done for many years, but now that our 2 adult children have flown the nest, we're able to expand our wings and fly up the beautiful California coast to do so. This trip away from home necessitated us needing to pick up some groceries, as we'd elected to stay in a gorgeous Airbnb with its own kitchen. We were delighted to find that our favourite funky California grocery store had an outlet within 0.4 miles of our place of abode, according to Google Maps. We figured this would be just wonderful. Even though both the name on the frame and supplies were the same, the vibe was somehow very different in the store, just 74 miles from what we'd known and come to love. Although the place, the prices and the products were the same, the people seemed different, and not in a good way. I don't know whether it was the cool breeze blowing through Santa Barbara, but we felt the store assistants were cold, aloof, and not as helpful, nowhere as joyous as the ones who work in Santa Clarita. Even the younger ones, who were most likely high schoolers or college students, seemed to move slower and with far less zip and zest. Was it just the fact that we could smell more of that pungent skunk-like smell that has insanely been legalized in California in and around the store, or was it something else? We came to the conclusion that even though the strange smelling stuff does seem to slow employees down and make them care less, the heart of the issue seemed to lie in the human heart serving us. I'm a great believer that all organisations are really volunteer organisations, because people will choose how much to give of themselves. Human beings are 4-dimensional: the body, the mind, the soul and the heart. Organisations are able to hire someone's back on an hourly rate, that's the physical dimension, but the other 3 facets, the mind, the soul and the heart, they're volunteered only. It's from the mind that people contribute ideas, how to do the same things even better. It's from the soul where the desire to leave a legacy and make the proverbial difference is stemmed. But the heart is where the passion for someone's work is born. I don't know whether the wacky-backy had so dulled the mind that these young associates weren't feeling it in their souls that day, but for sure, as the locals say, the heart had left the building. Marketing 101 teaches us that business is all about the 5 Ps: place, price, product, promotion and people. This quirky and super cool grocery store checks the box on both sides of our road trip for place, price, product and promotion. It's that pesky variable, the people, that's different. We decided to go the extra mile and mention this to our local store manager upon our return. He was delighted to hear the good news about our store, and yet saddened to hear about the one up the 101. We did mention the wafts of wonder we could smell throughout the Santa Barbara store, which surprisingly he acknowledged as being a very real and present danger to workplace effectiveness. Upon our departure, he smiled and pointed to a sign on the side of his supervisor's box that sits within the store. Quote, "The only hi we permit from our staff while working is a form of hello." So once again, I came to the conclusion it's leadership that's willing to stand up for what's right and call out what's wrong in an increasingly crazy world that we live in and shop within.
I hope you found that short story useful, and if you did, feel free to rate, review, and share this podcast. We'll be back next week with another episode, and we also invite you to check out our other weekly podcast, Take 5, an inspiring interview with a leader worth listening to. Bye for now.